Hey everybody, I'm going to give you kind of a update on what I'm dealing with right now. Now, I got to back up to 2019 is when we moved into this property where we're at right now. I wasn't here, but we were man, we just got settled in probably a month, 2 months in at the most. Had all the boxes unpacked, everything where my wife and my daughter wanted it because it don't matter what I want in that house. I got control out here in the barn. I can do what I want out here. They take care of the house as far as decorations and where everything's going. Well, at that time, that's when we found out we have a zoning department in Boardman Township, Ohio. I mean, I do have a Youngstown address. It comes up as Youngstown. Youngstown has a mayor. Boardman Township is on the southern end of Youngstown before Beaver County. This township doesn't want to be any part of a city because instead of having a mayor and going down that way, they like to have trustees. Go in the zoning department office. I'm looking around. They got this wall. There's 40 freaking people in the picture hanging on the wall. And I'm standing there and I'm looking. These are the trustees. Now, back in 2019, I never lived in a township that has trustees instead of a mayor. Never. Didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to think. Until the date. Now, the house we are in, we don't own this. Wouldn't have bought this barn and that house we live in if we were buying it. My family found this house for me and my wife and my daughter to live in, to be closer to my grandchild. Well, we were in here maybe 2 months. I get a call from my landlord, and he tells me, well, we know we didn't tell you about this, but I have a contract with the Boardman Township people that at any time they want to, they can inspect the inside of my house or the house we're renting and the property and any buildings on it, like a garage or a barn. I said, you made that contract? You signed that? And he's going, well, the thing is, because we own your house that you're renting, and we already signed the contract that the Boardman Township Zoning Department at any time can show up on my property or their property because they signed the contract, the landlord, and the zoning department of Boardman Township can take pictures and go on any part of my property. And if they demand to go indoors, the landlord will let them in. I didn't read none of this in the lease. My wife didn't read none of this in the lease. And my daughter, who at the time was early 30s, didn't read any of it in the lease. And we are the only three on the lease. Now, and when it first happened, because I just moved to Ohio, never lived in Ohio in my life. I lived in 10 other states and never heard of this. Unless you lived in a homeowners association somewhere, you buy a house in a homeowners or rent a house in a homeowners association that they can come in and do this. But I have never heard of a city, a township, having the right to come in your house or on your property because you rent it. Because you just rent it. Now, I didn't even know they were here this time. I didn't know it. I leave the house for maybe if I leave, 30 minutes to an hour, and that's if I don't talk. If I don't talk to anybody, I'm gone maybe 30 minutes a day. Going up to get my pack of Marlboros. And if I didn't do that, I wouldn't even leave the house. My wife works from here, the house. She's here all the time. She orders her food online. They deliver it to the front door most of the time. Now, her and my daughter do go hardcore food shopping once a week. But anything other than that, it's brought to the door. This zoning department showed up. Now, like I said, in 2019, my landlord, I didn't know the laws or nothing about Ohio or Boardman Township or none of it. On the township just being able to come in your house, and this is what the landlord told me. He called me up, said, "Look, man, I got a contract with the Boardman Township, and as a homeowner, I have to let them in your house that you're renting from me and let them go in your garage, your barns, any property, and take pictures of everything." And back in 2019, I said, "Oh, you signed that contract?" And he goes, "Yeah, before you guys moved in." I said, "Well, it sounds like your problem, not mine. Because there ain't nobody coming in my house where my stuff is. Nobody. Unless I ask them to come in." And he said, "Well, I really want you to be there when I do it. But if you aren't," because at that time, me and my wife were both working 5 years ago. I was running Ubers and Lyfts all day, 12 hours a day. My wife was working outside of the house at that time. And they knew it. My landlord knew it, I mean. And my landlord told me, "Well, I really want you to be there when they do this. But if you ain't going to let them, it's going to happen anyway. I'll let them in when you're gone." I said, "You serious?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Bring it on. Do it. I want to record it all." And I did. Well, because I was busy, my wife, I went over to the township zoning department and found out what the law was. Found out they don't have the right to do that. That was 4 years ago, folks. Well, in the last few days, they knew they weren't getting in the house. They knew that. Because in Boardman Township, and these are officers, they are officers of Boardman Township. They're not police officers, but they still carry some kind of a badge because they have qualified immunity. Oh, yeah, I've already studied it. Zoning department has qualified immunity in Boardman Township, Ohio. Now, these people, they told me today, let me go back a little bit. We've had problems with the zoning department many times since I moved in 4 years. I've made it clear to the zoning department, the Boardman Township Police Department, and all my neighbors, all of them, everybody knows. All you have to do is call the chief of police in Boardman Township, Ohio, ask him about Watachi Running Free, and if you're going on his property, what does he say? They'll all tell you it's on the books, I assure you. I am registered as armed and dangerous in this city. I didn't do that, they did that. But I find out me and my wife are here. I'm out in the barn doing, you see that cabinet right there? Project. You won't see no more about it on this channel, but if you want to see that about that project, it'll be on Pop channel. But I'm out here doing stuff like this. My wife's inside working on the computer. She works on the computer. People running around our houses with cameras all over our yard. I don't know if they're taking pictures in the windows or what they're doing at all. Because they come, they don't even have to ask. Oh, yeah, I found out today. I went to the zoning department today. I found out in Boardman Township, Ohio, as a renter, you have no rights. That's exactly what they told me. The owner of the property that actually owns it, they can open up the doors and let anybody in that house that they want. That's what the township zoning department basically is telling me. I asked them for a copy of the law. They said you can go online and get it. I said I already read it online before I came in here. It says you have to knock on the door and ask permission. And she goes, oh, your rental property? And I said, yeah. She goes, no, we don't have to ask you nothing. See, I used to record these people when I was having these conversations back in 2019. And my channel was filled with their lies. And they're still telling Watachi the same lies today. I was told me and my wife and my daughter that are on the lease to this property right here, this barn and the house and everything, we don't have no property rights at all. The zoning department has more authority than the PD. The Boardman Township Police Department knows if they come over here. Even my friends that are on that force, I told them when they got walked off of it in a uniform or anything, I told them. And that uniform don't come back on the property without a warrant or a reason. But take that uniform off, come in plain clothes, and you can come over here anytime. I have not kept it a secret that I don't want people coming on my. I am not yelling at kids, folks. I don't want you to. I don't want you to think that you kids get off my property. No, I don't do that. We don't even have sidewalks out in our front yard. The kids, the kids in the neighborhood can come up and play with my dog. And they even showed me my dog knows hand signs because we saved our dog from a bad situation. And this one kid showed me my dog knows hand signs, just doing hand signs. My dog was doing shit. I'm going, what? I couldn't believe it. And folks, mate, these guys know me around here. They've seen my original channel. They know what I am about. And so does half or more, probably all of the police department. And I just don't want them to violate my rights. It's not that I'm being an asshole. I just don't want my rights violated. Now, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I have been trespassed from the public library. I'm still not allowed on public library property in Mahoney County or Boardman Township Public Library. I'm still not allowed there. But my other 3 trespasses have already been gone because it's been over 2 years for not wearing a mask because of my health problems. And the entire town knows what my health problems are. But I was still prosecuted for it. And I'm still trespassed from public property without committing a crime. And I know you guys don't understand that either. But good thing you don't understand the law, and that way you just go along. Love you guys. God loves you. And this is going to take about 4 hours, 14 hours to download because it's around 20 minutes. But make no mistake, folks, I'm not playing with you. This is reality. If it's them that make the laws, breaking the laws, they're doing nothing wrong because of qualified immunity. Get rid of it. Get rid of qualified immunity and make it an insurance that these people in these positions have to have. Because once they break it once or twice or 3 or 10 or 100 times, they can't be in the position they're in. Qualified immunity is a pass to violate your rights. Love you guys. Listen up. Jesus is knowledge. Without knowledge, you are without Jesus. And without Jesus, you are without knowledge. Love you guys.